The Jubilee Party, or whatever remains of the Jubilee Party, is under attack. I can see my friend Caleb smiling. Before we look at this attack, I will first want to look at William Ruto, President William Ruto, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and talk about them in the context of the many things that are happening in the country, and using this Jubilee attack as a springboard for my discussion. In particular, I'll be asking where Uhuru Kenyatta is. And I'll be saying, where is Uhuru Kenyatta? Stand up. I'll be doing that because there has been serious talk in this country that Uhuru Kenyatta was playing Raila Odinga. And now this is the time for Uhuru Kenyatta to stand up, because perhaps, as I will show, in the absence of that, Babu Awino, Amisi, and the rest who think so will be proved right in the minds of many people. But before I continue, allow me to thank those of you who continue to support us by way of subscribing and financial support. Below, we put a number, a telephone number you can use to M-Pesa your support. Many in the diaspora have asked me how they can support us. You can use the arrangement of Wave or whatever arrangement you have for the M-Pesa number below the screen. We have put a till number for those in Kenya. We value your support and ask you to continue supporting us, because this production is not simple. It's not cheap. We do it for country, not for business. So we value your support and ask those of you who feel we are doing a good service for this country to support us financially and otherwise. Feel free to do so. We thank you in advance using the till number below and the telephone number also below for M-Pesa. Now to the Jubilee attack. The Jubilee attack offers an opportunity for those who have doubted Uhuru's support for Raila to come out and say, yes, we told you. The Jubilee attack also offers an opportunity to Uhuru Kenyatta to stand up and prove that he supports Raila Odinga, and to show that his orphans are not in danger. So Uhuru Kenyatta, I ask you, stand up. Looking at the Jubilee structures, the Jubilee constitution, there is no way a bunch of MPs can dismiss the Secretary General of the party. Dismiss my friend David Murathe. Soon they may even say they are dismissing Uhuru Kenyatta, the party leader. There is no way they can walk out of Azimio, because Jubilee is in Azimio courtesy of the signature of the Secretary General. Jubilee is in Azimio courtesy of the party leader. So strong is the party leader of Jubilee by its own constitution that nobody will be convinced that those renegade MPs are acting without the blessings of Uhuru Kenyatta, or that Uhuru Kenyatta is too powerless to stop the MPs joining Kenya Kwanza, giving Kenya Kwanza a comfortable majority even in the city of Nairobi County Assembly. I know the government can disregard the law. The government disregarded the law, common sense and decency when Wetangula led the House in deciding that the wrong side had the majority. I did call out Moses Wetangula, Speaker, and the people of Kenya Kwanza. I did say, and I want to repeat here, every time there is an affront on the laws of this country, that every time you break the law or help the law to be broken, you are summoning anarchy. Because we enjoy what we enjoy in this country, live in the places we live, take our children to the schools we take our children, dress the way we dress, drive the big machines we drive, go for wonderful holidays and come back because there is so law and order. Because the people down there operate within the law. Because although they may admire the good things we have, they live in an orderly society. So every time you encroach on the law, you are courting disaster. Because when order disappears, the people who let you enjoy and they are in the majority. Like Chinua Achebe said, God loves these people. Otherwise, he would not have made so many of them. So I know people can disregard the law. And this bunch of Jubilee MPs and others from ODM may not lose their political seats. Because the office of the registrar of political parties may be compromised. The judiciary may make it difficult for petitions from ODM and Jubilee. And therefore they may finish their 5-year terms like we saw in the last election and others. But remember, we enjoy the good things we enjoy. As a majority of citizens barely survive because they have hope that tomorrow may be a better day. That if they do not change their fortunes today, if they don't join you in Karen today, their children or grandchildren will one day join you. When you break the law, you destroy that hope. It's the reason for which I've always insisted, let us manage our elections in a good way. Because I see how close Muthaiga is to Mathare. I stand in Karen and I see Kibra. I'm in Langata and I see Kibra. When I visit a friend in Karen, because I can only visit. When I visit a friend in Lavington, I see how close Kawangware is. When I visit somebody in Loresho, I see Kibarage slums. I see Kangemi slums. And I know that is where 80% plus of the people of this town live. And I know they suffer every day. But there is hope that tomorrow may be good for them, including their children. But when we break the law, we destroy that hope. Let's not quote. So I'm saying it is possible the Jubilee MPs will do what they are doing, but finish their term. But for Uhuru Kenyatta, he must stand up. Because he will not convince anybody that he has support for what is good for this country. If using his position before he relinquishes, or if he chooses to relinquish his position, I support that a president who has served his term should actually not be head of a party. He should be a private citizen. That's the decent thing to do. Moi did it. He relinquished the leadership of KANU and handed it over to Uhuru Kenyatta. Kibaki walked home, God rest his soul in peace. And therefore Uhuru should walk home, leave active politics, leave leadership of Jubilee. But should he do that before sorting out this mess? Should he do that when the Jubilee party is leaving Azimio illegally, when the party MPs are crossing over and supporting another party contrary to the law before he puts his out in order, should he leave when Kioni is suspended or whatever it is, expelled, Murathe and the rest, then he will not convince anybody. And finally, to Uhuru Kenyatta, so much has happened. People are saying you are born of a tough mother, like she took on the government head on about taxes. People say you are born of a fire-spitting father. Ulisema watu wanakuambia mzee alikuwa akitoa kisu chake akirudi bila kakitu juu yake nyekundu namna hii. Don't prove the saying in literature that fire begets ash. At the burial of Musalia Mudavadi's mother, God rest her soul in eternal peace, Mama Hana, you said wasione simba amenyeshewa wakadhani wewe ni paka. What is happening to your party would seem to confirm indeed yule labda ni paka. So you must come out, call your MPs to order before you leave the leadership of Jubilee, ensure the party constitution is followed, then your support for the movement that is Azimio will count for something. And now to President William Ruto. Your continued onslaught on Uhuru Kenyatta will be your undoing. You've done it directly by mentioning certain families, certain businesses. You've done it indirectly through compromising members of other political parties and now Jubilee. What you are doing to Uhuru Kenyatta will come to haunt you. I know these things. Whatever the differences that there were between you and Uhuru Kenyatta, Your Excellency, put them behind. Run the country. Ignore what the Uhurus and the Matiangis did. Because every time you do this, you lose certain following. It's advisable to stop the onslaught on the Uhuru Kenyatta and the Kenyattas. And this is how we must read this Jubilee. The President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency, William Samoei Ruto, does not need all these shenanigans. The President of the Republic of Kenya, I've said before, is so safe, is so secure that he need not encroach on other political parties. The Jubilee MPs will add no value to the strength of His Excellency William Samoei Ruto. They will not guarantee him any strength beyond what he has, because he's secure. He has secured his leadership in a way it will take a tsunami, such as perhaps the one Raila will want to come up with, kutingisha William Ruto. And therefore, I do not see what there is to gain by attacking Uhuru Kenyatta through dismantling Jubilee Party. There's nothing for William Samoei Ruto to get. There's nothing for Kenya Kwanza to get. As we speak today, Kenya Kwanza has a comfortable majority. There isn't a law they will want to pass, including changing the constitution, that they cannot do. And therefore, huo uchokozi, mimi nauita uchokozi. Naomba rais wetu apunguze huo uchokozi. Because many people are reading this, that you do not need those Jubilee MPs. You just want to show Uhuru Kenyatta who the boss is. You are the boss. Uhuru Kenyatta must know that. I and all Kenyans know you are the president, and we respect you. We wish you well. But I look at this Jubilee onslaught and say it's an attack on Uhuru Kenyatta, it's an affront on democracy. Because it's going to be one in a list of the things that this government is doing, that the president is doing, to show their disregard for the law. Because if you support this, because they have come to State House, you support the Jubilee move, the move by those MPs, and then they violate the law, first by living Azimio illegally, and you embrace them, and they give you the majority even in the county assemblies like in Nairobi. That is breaking the law. That is with your support, Your Excellency. Secondly, when they do that without the blessing of the party leader, the party leadership, including the Secretary General, it means they have violated the law that states very clearly that if you are deemed, you don't need to write a letter. If you are deemed, if you do certain things, you will have been deemed to have abandoned your political party. And therefore, you should lose your parliamentary seats. They will not lose their parliamentary seats, but they will have broken the law, not just on the political parties, but also on matters of integrity, on matters of Chapter 6, and on matters of Article 10. Because a leader who has broken the law, a member of parliament who ought to resign because of clear violation of the law, but continues to occupy that office of MP and continues to draw salaries, is not only in violation of the law, but is also running afoul of Chapter 6 and on matters of integrity of Article 10. Now, if you do not fail, if you fail to distance yourself from those MPs who are living Azimio illegally, continue to be MPs illegal in Parliament, those are the things people will cite as evidence that the president has no regard for the law. And remember, the storms are gathering. Raila cannot mobilize the country without cause, without justification. He must be able to show things, get things on the table, and say, these are the violations we can't live with as a country. He must have substance. Do not supply Raila with the pegs or the hooks on which to hang his arguments as he takes his case to the people. This Jubilee move must be desisted because it adds no value to the president. And I will urge the president to have nothing to do with the members of parliament who are moving from their political coalitions and political parties and trooping to State House. It will prove in the future a bad thing to have done if you support that move, Your Excellency.